is Alexander Walter, and I work for the Tulsa Boys Home in the Substance Abuse Program. I work specifically with a group of 12 boys in one of the lodges. This is a residential treatment facility, so I'm with these boys pretty much around the clock from the time that I clock in to the time that I clock out. I facilitate small groups, I do one-on-one counseling. I'm with these boys from the most therapeutic sessions to the just kicking back, chilling, either playing basketball or watching TV. What drives me the most is having the opportunity to affect change in these boys' lives. A lot of them come from very fragmented pasts and very dysfunctional families, and being there in this structured environment, causing, or at least, if nothing more, playing a very pivotal role in enough of a change to set their life on a completely different course than the way it's kind of heading when they come to us. That is what drives me the most about my job. A memorable moment, one of many, happened not too long ago. We were in a small group setting, and one of the boys wound up disclosing that one of the reasons why he had such difficulty trusting his peers and his staff and even really engaging in the program was because he was court-ordered to our facility from another institution. He was incarcerated, and while he was incarcerated, his two best friends raped his girlfriend, and that was obviously very traumatic. He cried, and it just kind of really shook up and changed the atmosphere of the group that we were having, and it was just very powerful because even in his youth, even in spite of him grappling with so many different feelings and emotions, he was introspective enough at that time to really understand something that really affected him to his core. And what we do is we attempt to equip these boys to handle situations like that, traumatic situations, painful situations, the emotions that we all face, day to day, and to really be a part and see him, in the midst of my other staff member and my and the other boys there it was powerful. It was powerful. It was indicative of the change that was happening on the inside of him. My expected goal in my interaction with the residents at TVH is to establish relationships. A lot of them come from very dysfunctional backgrounds, have very defunct family dynamics, and to just be there. That's it. My presence as a young man, in their lives is so, humbling and so profound. So at the end of the day, what keeps me coming back is knowing that I am significantly, developing relationships with them, and that as much as I want to be there, some of them have even told me, keep coming back because it means so much. I was talking to one of the guys on a one-on-one level about crying. He was grappling with the difficulty that he was facing and just really expressing his emotions through crying and stuff. And he had assumed that to be a weakness. I told him, of course, there's nothing weak about a man crying. And I told him that actually a week prior, I was moved to tears during praise and worship at church, and it was because I had realized in a very profound, quiet moment, the importance of what I do and just how my life has come full circle in different ways. When I was young, like a lot of my residents, I grew up in a single parent family, and I can remember praying like, God, teach me how to be a man so that I can be what my father wasn't for me, to my children. Had no confidence in my mom's capability to do that because she's a woman. And I thought, well, she can't do it. And that was really, brought to my remembrance in church. And I just remembered being that young man, or that young boy at the time, praying, God, teach me how to be a man. And fast forward to now, I'm only 23, and I'm imparting things in these young men, these boys ages 13 to 17, that, my father wasn't even around long enough to even attempt to instill in me.